Hi, this is Nancy Lowry with The Natural Leader. We're going to finish the segment with saddling Sydney. Feet still. There's a lot of different ways that you can pick up a saddle to throw it on. The idea is that you want to get it on like you put a hat on your head. And this is how I carry it. Got it in the crook of my arm. These saddles aren't that light. And then this hand, I rest it against my body. Make sure I've got lots of rope there so I don't yard her in the head. And she's going to move. So I'm going to ask her to step back. Make sure I'm not cut up. Here we go. Of course, it gets more challenging when you're holding the saddle in your hand because you have to drop the saddle to change the subject. Make sure she ran into my head there. She was trying to get bigger than me, and I just said, oh, you can't get bigger than me that way. If you do, you'll run into my hand. Okay, so she's decided that she can tolerate the blanket, but there's no way she's going to deal with this. She's a very wide-backed horse. I know some people will think, well, maybe she doesn't want to do it because the saddle hurts her back. I'm pretty confident that it has nothing to do with physical pain. It's all good enough. So, I'm going to stand. I have to match her energy. If she's going to be pushy with me, I need to be pushy back with her. And she's running into my elbow and she's running into my arm. That's all she's doing. She's trying to get bigger than me. And I'm saying, no, you can't. I can be pretty big too. And then she stops. Always recognize the right behavior. Make the wrong one uncomfortable. And the right one good. What you're going to find is the better your horse is when you're taking off that halter or bridle or saddle, eventually, the better they will be when you go to put it on. Like I said, eventually. So with her, I need to be paying attention to her the whole time. So, that wasn't bad. It wasn't bad, but it's not good enough. Since today we're here to solve the problem. I don't want to accept something less than good today. Because I was accepting a little bit less each time. And then one day she said, forget it, Nance. I'm going to do this. Alright. And also you can keep pretty warm doing a job like this because you get to swing that saddle and really drop it on the ground. And if you notice, there's not any more ice left on her back. Oh, I know. She's still going, yeah, but, Nancy, yeah, but. And then, of course, you should be able to saddle your horse from both sides. And so, therefore, sit. Step over, come on. There we go. If you can hold your saddle like this, then only got one hand free. I'm not very good at holding it like that. That was pretty darn good. She didn't move a toe there. That was pretty darn good, sir. That is exactly what I'm looking for. So that would be right where I'd quit. I got what I was looking for. If I tried it again, I might lose it. Because she'll figure, oh, well, obviously standing still isn't the right answer because I stood still. And then she made me, then she did it again. So when you're trying to teach something new, make sure that you stop and move on to something else when you get what you're looking for. And you can always come back later on in the session, let's say, if you want to see how, if it's stuck. But just make sure that you don't lose what you've got. Because Sydney is paying attention to every single detail here. And if I don't, I'm the one who will lose. Oops. Okay. Here we go. Here we go. Just on. So you gotta be pretty quick. Paying attention when those changes start to happen. Now with her, because she's deciding, okay, I'll let you go this far, Nance, but not the next step. Come on. I'm not going to get into a pulling match with her. Clearly she can win that one. So what I'm going to do is make sure that me reaching down for that girth is a good thing. I want to keep my eye on her because I want to be paying attention before she moves. I don't want to wait until she gets herself into trouble. I'd rather catch her before she does. And reminder that standing still is what we're looking for here. See, she starts with the head first, right? She tries to see if she can sort of be taller than me and get out of the way that way. And so that's why I have to use my phone. So that blocking thing, that'll show up when you go to get on her too. So what I've done here is I've put my hand behind the buckle so that when I pull up the girth, I'm not catching hair in there. Because you can imagine what that would feel like and why you wouldn't want to get a saddle put on you if every time somebody tightened up that buckle, it pinched a bunch. This saddle also has a back girth, so we're not quite done yet. And she can do something with a distraction going on. It's not about her. And the same thing with the back. Make sure you're not catching anything in it. And this is snugged up so the saddle fits. It's not snugged up so that you can ride on it. You want to make sure you go back and check, and you might adjust two more times before you're ready to get on. Because if you snug the saddle up tight the first time, they get in the habit of holding their breath. But anyways, I'm pretty pleased with Sydney. She wasn't too bad. Like I said, this was the second session. I did exactly the same thing this time as I did last. It took me a little bit less time than it did last time. But as you can see, she hasn't quite given up yet. So I know we are probably going to have to do this at least one more time before Sydney's back to being good about saddle. Anyways, thanks so much for watching.